Lois Lane, issue 9, Greg Rucka writing, Mike Perkins on the art. And do you know what I mean, this is a good issue. My takeaway from this, though, is how much I want Mike Perkins to do a Batman book, because everything with Batman and the shadows in this, I was like, yes, his art suits this so much.
This is the first issue where I was like, Mike Perkins' art is damn near perfect right now.
Honestly,
because I think it's whenever he's in daylight or really realistic people and buildings, it can look a bit off.
That said, though, I will say this. I do think, just across the board, this is maybe the best art of the series. Not that there's none of his usual problems, but there was a scene later on with Lois and Renee talking outside the office of Homeland Security or whatever. And I thought his faces there have been the best his faces have been in the book so far. So
that's true.
I do think that generally speaking, he's improved. But the fact that the first half, because the first half of the issue is Lois has sent Renee off to Gotham to look into this. I keep forgetting the name of the new villain.
Kiss of Death.
Kiss of Death. Thank you.
How are you forgetting that? It's so memorable.
But so Renee goes to Gotham, turns on the signal, looks great. Batman shows up, and Renee's like, "Here you go," and it's just a note from Lois saying, "Hey, do your thing. Look into Kiss of Death for me, please." And Renee just waits.
The bottom of the note is that she'll wait.
Yeah, and we get
like 1 hour.
And we get to see at the airport teasing Jessica Midnight, and that's cool. But Batman comes back, and he's like, "Okay, there may be some sort of supernatural or whatever element to this that's unpredictable." Yeah.
Because her deformity, there might be some occultish stuff there.
Yeah.
So just kind of watch yourself. And
she's like, well, because of the lack of face. And Batman just, I love that panel. It's perfect pacing. It's just a panel of him staring at her, and she's like, you want to say something like, "Takes one to know one, don't you?" And he just sort of pauses and goes, "Yes."
And it's the smallest of smirks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's good stuff. And then says, "Hey, she's got Superman for this, and then she's got you too. So doesn't need me to do her dirty laundry." So really good stuff. And I actually really like because basically Lois, if you remember last issue, the maid who worked at the hotel, who was replaced with the killer with Kiss of Death, was deported, right? So this issue, Lois looks into this, and what I love about this.
Not deported, detained.
Detained, sorry, yeah. She was detained. She was picked up and detained. And what I love about this is that I half expected that just to be kind of like, okay, that's a plot beat, but Lois is going to be too busy with the assassin for that to be like something we continue with. But no, good on Rucka. He has her follow through in this, where she cares about the fact that this person was victimized because of her, and her entire family was victimized. Yeah. And there's a great conversation here with Renee where Renee points out that Superman and Wonder Woman and Martian Manhunter are all technically undocumented refugees as well, right? They're all but they get away with it because they're heroes. And Lois says that's not why they get a pass. And I love that beat. I love Lois saying that.
Yeah, I thought Martian Manhunter was a weird inclusion in that list.
Yeah, but he can also look white if he wants to.
He can, but right now he does go as a black man, right?
Well, in that one book that was on his own, has he ever done that in like Justice League or any of the continuity books?
Yeah, I mean that's John Jones is typically an African American man.
Well, yeah, but recently, have we seen him recently?
I don't know, but
I'm under the impression that was the case as of right now, and we'd have heard about it if that had changed.
Right.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, he's a shapeshifter, so he can literally just look like anyone he wants.
No, he could, but he chooses not to. And that's why I thought it was a weird inclusion, because, Superman and Wonder Woman, it's like, okay, I get where they're coming from.
Yeah.
I get the point of this. And then Martian Manhunter kind of just, it's like, okay, murkies it a little bit.
I feel like Martian Manhunter doesn't sort of have the same public profile the others do, which is also weird about it. Yeah. But the point she's making is that the reason why Superman and Wonder Woman get a pass isn't because they're superheroes, it's because they're white. And that, I thought that was quite a poignant thing to put in there. And this is what I was saying the art here. I thought the faces here, Renee especially, I thought across these few pages in this conversation looked really good.
I agree, although I'm a little frustrated that still the best panel of it is still when she's a little bit in shadow, where her cap's covering it, right at the top of that page. Where, they're talking about that.
She looks like Michelle Rodriguez.
A little bit, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
So, but and for that coming from her, where she's like, well, yeah, they get a pass, they're heroes. And it's like the look on her face, like coming from someone with immigrant roots, right? Montoya and whatnot. It's someone like, she doesn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that it's Lois being the one that, come on, that's not the truth.
Yeah,
but it totally fits Lois's character that she's not going to let it lie. Like, she has to expose it. She has to do something about it. It's so into her character. So they go and visit her, and they actually get kicked out because they keep making contact. All I could think about was Arrested Development. You know, early on in the show where like, no touching.
Yep. Well, I like that too. It's because they separated her from her husband and her kids, and like Lois wants to console her because that's who Lois is, and they kick her, and then she just goes on a cursing spree afterwards, which I love.
I love that. I also love that
she's either sailor.
Yeah, I love Renee calling her out on her swearing, thinking it was funny. But what I really loved here is the way she talks about how no, her family were collateral because of me. And then she sort of pauses and says, "I'm starting to sound like him too." And I sort of chuckled at that because it's like, yeah, that's how Superman kind of talks when he talks about people.
The only bit I didn't like was it starting that with nuts.
Oh sure, I mean,
it just didn't sound quite right as to what I'm used to as Lois, especially in this book.
I mean, that's fair, I guess. It didn't really stick out to me, but whatever.
It did for me, but because everything else has been so pitch perfect, that one word really stuck out.
Yeah. Yeah, so it turns out there was a bit of a swerve where the whole... We got this early in the airport scene, but the attack on the nurse when Midnight was leaving the nunnery, or the hospital, whatever it was.
Right, the convent.
Yeah, the convent. Was actually a ploy. This was like the nun was in on it. It was a ruse.
Yep.
And she gets her hair cut to sort of look more what Midnight looked like before. And the end of the issue is her meeting up with Montoya, because they're going to, who by the way has remodeled the hotel room.
Yep.
Yeah.
Under Lois's request. So now we have these characters all teaming up, and it's like, hey, you were a witch. Even if you don't remember it, you were a witch. So we're going to use you to catch this assassin, and that's kind of what the tease leaves off at. So is anyone else upset?
So remember her being a witch. So I'm wondering if this is black magic creeping into Lois Lane.
I think black magic is coming back later this year, like May or June time.
What a twist that would be!
Excited.
Black magic secretly in continuity the whole time.
It is Portland. We don't have too many Portland-based heroes.
What a twist! What a twist it would be. Now, anyone else upset this is ending in like 3 issues? Because
yes,
yeah,
I'm really into it.
It's Rucka.
I said at the start that DC released the solicits for this and Jimmy. The bit that I didn't say is they're actually teasing that maybe they'll do more, because they put out an article on their website and they went, hey, if you want to see more of these books, here are some hashtags.
Please.
And it was, like save Lois, and it was like Jimberly Jimmy Olsen save, or something, whatever the hashtags were.
Yeah,
but they're actively promoting, hey, if you talk about this, maybe we'll do more.
Honestly, like, yeah, I mean, at the very least, I want Rucka to stay on a book and do something at DC.
Well, like, you're bringing Checkmate back and you're giving it to Bendis, so, hey, Bendis, throw him a bit of a bone. Like,
yeah,
let him do some Checkmate stuff, too.
Checkmate as a concept and support multiple books.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to look to see how she was... Like, I'm not, like, she is kind of Rucka's character. Like, he brought her up in Detective Comics. So if she says she's a witch, but I don't see any continuity right now.
I mean, a continuation of this might be as simple as just another 12-issue miniseries. You know, it'll be Lois Lane something, or I mean, hell, you could call it Lois Lane the Question if you're going to keep Renee around. You know,
yeah.
Or he does a question book with Lois as a supporting character.
Oh sure, yeah,
that'd be an interesting way.
Yeah, flip it.
This is a great issue. I really laughed at the end in the when she's getting a haircut and. So, I love your accent. It's English. He's like, yeah, where'd you get it? England? Well, that makes sense. I'm like, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, she's, I know hair people like that.
Yeah. But I just laughed because it was so realistic. It just,
well, the second...
It's the thing with hair just where they feel they have to have the conversation going and they just cut with anything.
The second question on its own would be fine. But she already said, what's your accent? So, English kind of covers it. Like, it covers... where it came from.
It's like, where'd you get it? England. Oh, right. Well, that makes sense when you put it like that. I mean, how else would you put it that it doesn't make sense? It
does make sense.
Yeah. Also, when they say Jessica Midnight, the Black Queen's bishop, Checkmate, I fist pumped
course you
Like,
did.
so I'm
you did.
excited.
No, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. I think Lois Lane is a book. I think especially in the last like 3 or 4 issues. Like I think the second half of the book's been even stronger than the first half. It feels like it really found its identity in the second half, and yeah, I'm really into it. So, Matt, what are you giving Lois Lane issue 9?
I'm giving this one a 9. I really enjoyed it.
Ooh, Connor.
8.5. But I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go 8.5 as well. I don't know if I can quite go with a 9, but 8.5.